of darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
First, I'm gonna need you guys to act like you didn't see the mess behind me. Let's just pretend like it's a pristine, clean room, like I'm actually on point as an adult. And then let's dive into some more madness. I feel like we cover this kind of topic so often anymore that I may as well just make a playlist. For anybody that does not know, Cody Ko is an extremely big YouTuber with millions of subscribers who makes content around cut videos and just other funny things on the internet, does commentary and reactions to them. And Tana Mojo is the other person that we're gonna talk about, who is another big YouTuber with millions of views, millions of subscribers, so on and so forth. They're both extremely big and have been around for a very long time. Now, it's kind of interesting for me to make this video. I just learned who Cody Ko is probably like 2 or 3 months ago because I came across his cut video reactions and they're funny. He's got a great engaging personality and he seems like a good dude, but the rumors are that when he was 25, he slept with Tana Mojo when she was 17 and apparently a fan of his channel in a state where 18 is the legal age. Now, I want to give a shout out to D'Angelo Wallace, who is one of the first big YouTubers to really push this forward. And his video that he dropped yesterday is probably going to be the reason why this gets talked about a lot more in the next couple of weeks. And he explains why this hasn't been a big topic yet.
The situation has been talked about by smaller channels. It's been discussed at length on other platforms, and it keeps almost hitting the mainstream, like with this Rolling Stone article or this H3 podcast discussion. But the reason it hasn't caught on yet, despite all of this, is that none of your friends, nobody on your level, nobody in the commentary niche with enough pull is willing to admit that this situation makes you look terrible.
A lot of people like him a lot, and they really are like doing any kind of mental gymnastic to just ignore it.
Now, I've known of who Tana Mojo is for a while now because of things like TanaCon, but I've never really watched her content, so I didn't know that there was multiple situations where she spoke about this and said that she was 17 while he was 25 and that they slept together.
Who's the smallest you've ever had sex with?
Oh my God, did no one look at me, Cody Ko. I can say that. I was literally 17, I can say that.
I hooked up with Cody Ko when I was 17 and he was 25.
However, there is this other clip where she says that she was 17 or 18 when she slept with him, and because of that, I've noticed some people on Reddit and other places trying to defend him.
I was 17 at the time, 18. I started kind of hooking up with other people. Shout out JC Kalen, shout out Cody Ko.
So because of that clip and the fact that there's some people that are trying to defend him, I feel like as someone who's making a video about this, it's my job to do my due diligence to make sure if she was 17 or if she was 18, because you could still look at it as morally wrong if she was 18, but that's a big difference from the person making the video saying that he either committed statutory or he didn't. So I wanted to make sure that I'm as accurate as possible, and this is some of the stuff that I found. So based on both of their ages and the fact that her birthday is in June, this would have took place between June of 2015 and June of 2016. I found this tweet from her saying 2017 was going to be her second playlist live, which means that she was in attendance in 2016. So while I was looking up the playlist live event timeline, it looks like it took place in April of 2016, and I even found this video from May of 2016 where Cody Ko was doing a Have You Ever backstage. Now, another YouTuber that was in attendance at Playlist Live was Gabby Hanna, and she actually came out years ago, before this ever resurfaced, before all the podcasts where Tana talked about it, and she mentioned a YouTuber that she didn't give the name of trying to sleep with a girl that she then warned him was underage, and said that he still went on to sleep with that girl that night, which is the same story that Tana gave.
One time, I told a guy, I saw him making out with a girl at a party who was underage, and I pulled him aside and I was like, hey man, you probably don't know, I know she like looks a little older, she's underage, watch it. And he's like, oh my God, thank you for telling me. And then he turned that.
This is really bad.
There was a situation with Gabby Hanna at a Playlist Live where she pulled him aside and told him like, yo, she's 17. And then we still went and hooked up.
This is really bad.
So the chances that they set this up, that she was going to have this podcast where she talked about it years ago and then suddenly it was going to resurface now and the stories were going to correlate, is just extremely unlikely. So if I'm being honest, it's not looking that great for him. And he's been extremely silent about the situation. And for me, that is kind of a red flag, because if this was me, if I was in his shoes and I knew I did nothing wrong and people were spreading these rumors and talking about me, I would come forward and I would clear them up as soon as possible and I would clear my name. But it seems like he's a little bit nervous to do that, even going as far as blocking comments on his YouTube channel from everything that we can tell.
And now you're choosing censorship. On your YouTube channel, where you've been pumping out content nearly every day now, I couldn't find a single comment on your last video about this situation. Not even one. Comparing that to the comment section on your Instagram, where every single comment I saw was about this, it's clear that you're heavily censoring your audience on YouTube. But surely you must have realized the limits by now, since people have just transferred the conversation over to your wife's channel. The fact that her comment section is overrun due to your decision to stay silent about this should be all the proof you need that that decision was wrong. At this point, your silence and censorship are a response with disturbing implications.
And it's sad to think that his wife has to go through this now. She has absolutely nothing to do with it. She's probably a beautiful, nice lady, good-hearted, but now she's gonna get harassed because he's hiding comments, so all the people online feel like they need to go to her video to make sure that someone is gonna see what they're talking about, that he's gonna know, that she's gonna know. And I kind of feel bad for her. I mean, she's kind of just caught in the crossfire. I would assume that she didn't even know, but maybe she had heard of it because this rumor has been around before. Maybe she asked him about it. He denied it. I can't really speak on that because I don't know for sure. But it's just all around an unfortunate situation. And it's weird because one of the things that I seem to find is like a common topic whenever this happens is it's usually with people that are just becoming popular. So if you look back, Cody Ko first began uploading to Vine, a 6-second video platform, in 2013. And by July of 2014, he had amassed over 290,000 followers. By November of 2015, he had almost 2 million followers on the platform. And the reason why I'm pointing that out is because it seems like whenever a person is caught with underage girls or talking to somebody that they shouldn't, it always happens around the time when they're starting to blow up, when they're starting to get all the attention. The same exact thing happened with Dr. Disrespect. It was around, what, 2016, 2017, and that was when his streaming career really started to take off, and it's almost like they don't know how to handle it. And I'm not making an excuse for them, but it's like they get a lot of these girls DMing them. They're not of age, they're younger, because especially back then, there probably wasn't as much of an older crowd on YouTube, on Twitch, and so it tends to be the younger crowd that's gonna reach out to you. And it's like they've never had box in their life. Like they've never had women's attention before, and they just give in. And again, I'm not making an excuse for them. I'm just saying that it's really weird to me that that seems to be the case in most of these stories. A lot of times it's not someone who's been there for years and years and years, and I'm sure that's happened too. But a lot of these stories that I keep seeing, it's like as soon as they get that attention, they just seem to kind of veer left and go to do some shit that they shouldn't do. And I just don't get it. I'm like, your whole career is picking up. Everything is moving forward. Everything you've probably dreamed of is happening. And then you make a stupid decision like that. Now, I'm sure some people are going to be like, well, if this happened in April of 2016 and Tana was turning 18 in June, it's only a few months. What's the big deal? That's like such an illogical way of looking at it, right? There always has to be a line drawn in the sand somewhere. You can't be like, well, it was a month before. Well, then it's 2 months. Then it's 3 months. Then it's a year. Then she's 2 years away. Like eventually it just gets crazier and crazier. So like everything in life, there has to be a line, right? 18 is that line in most, well, actually, I don't think it's in most states, but in some states, 18 is that line. Some are 17, some are 16. Regardless, it's still going to be looked at weird morally. It's just, did you actually commit statutory or did you not? To me, that is a much more serious thing. As far as once someone is of age, if you want to do some shit, I don't have time to care about it. That's up to you. People are going to judge you for it. If that's the road that you want to take, you go ahead and you take it. But as far as doing something that is illegal, you probably shouldn't do that. Anyways, I'm just off on a tangent at this point. I just wanted to talk about this with you guys. It seems like such a crazy situation, and the fact that I started watching his content a couple of months back, I felt like it's something I need to talk about on my channel because I was enjoying it. I thought that they were funny videos, again, engaging personality, all of that stuff, but now it's just a little bit weird to watch it, especially with him being silent on it and not coming forward and not trying to clear his name. It just doesn't look good. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. I'll catch you in the next one, homies.